All right, teachers, now that we've made the quiz and um, had some students take it, I'm going to go into the subtracting two digits responses spreadsheet and look at their answers. So here they are. These are actually my 6th grade students who pretended to be 2nd graders, and they took the quiz, and you can see all of their responses if we scroll over. Now, you'll notice there are some interesting answers here in um, item I. This was an open response. Now, one thing I want to look at really quickly here is that the answer to that was 13 erasers. Now, if I look here, 13 is the answer on my answer key. Anything that does not match that 13 is going to be marked wrong. So I'm going to go through really quickly before I grade it, and I'm going to check to make sure that there was nobody who understood it but then wrote the wrong thing. Now, this says 13 students. The correct answer was 13 erasers, so I'm going to leave it wrong. However, on these ones that say 13 erasers, that's correct. So I'm going to go in and replace it manually with 13 before I grade it. Okay, and there's a couple of students that fall into that category. 51, wow, that kid's got some issues. Okay, now that's all sorted out. You can see I got some really interesting answers here. Kind of instructed my students to be a little goofy with those just so you could get an idea. Now, you need to grade the assignment by adding the Flubaroo add-on. Now here's how you do it. You go up here to the top to menu where it says add-ons and click on it. And you're going to go to get add-ons. Now the add-on that you're going to use is this one right here. It's called Flubaroo, but it won't come up automatically, so you're going to search for it, F-L-U-B-A-R-O-O, Flubaroo. And you'll see it. Instead of saying manage, because I already have it, it will say add, and you'll click it, and then you'll have to agree to a little user agreement thing. And once you've done that, it will always show up. You only ever have to do this on your account one time. So even if there's 4 teachers on the grade level team, only one teacher will have to do this one time, and it will always show up on your shared drive. Okay. Then when you go up to add-ons here, you will have the grade assignment option. Ta-da! Now, I'm going to go through here. This identifies the student, identifies the student, identifies the student. Question 1 was worth 1 point. Question 2 was worth 1 point. 3 was worth 1 point. 4 was worth 1 point. 5 was worth 1 point. If you have a question for some reason that you don't want it to grade, you can say, oh, this identifies a student, or you can tell it to skip grading. If you want to give a different question a higher point value, you could do that as well. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as 1 point for all of them. Now it's going to look through those responses. The next thing that it does is it asks me which one is going to be my my answer key. Now I went through and I made an answer key that said AA. You'll notice I said that makes it really easy later, and it does. I can see it very easily. It's the first one. So I'm going to tell that is the answer key. It will check all the other test questions in reference to that one. And now we wait for it to think. Flubaroo's grading your assignment. How nice of it. Now you can see that Flubaroo has added another tab down here that's called Grades. And this is the Flubaroo grades. Here they are. Ta-da! Now I can go down here as a teacher and I can see the percentages of each question and what percentage of the students got them correct. Now I told these students to be really awful deliberately, but here they are. Students who appear in red are 60% or below, or I actually think it's 70% and below. Only a few of my students actually passed this very well. I can look at these percentages. Now you'll notice there's a little thing here that says email grades. If you put email as one of the fields that they fill out on the form, it can actually immediately email these percentages to the students so they know if they can have some instant feedback. And I will show you on a form how to manipulate this data to facilitate PLCs. But one thing I want to show you before that, I want to show you this really cool tool right up here. It's called Tools. No, it isn't. It's called Form. Form and Show Summary of Responses. This is one of my favorite things. It gives us some data as teachers. Here's all of the entries. I can see the spread of teachers who took it, or students from teachers, and I can look at each question and look at the responses and how many students selected that response and what was the most common response. And that gives me some interesting diagnostic information about what kinds of concepts I need to reteach. You can see there's a dramatic drop in correct performance once we get to regrouping. So regrouping is an issue. Okay.